Okay, so we're here at the Zebra Project. We've had a brilliant talk today about ethics and a new era of governance in artificial intelligence. And I'm here with Brhmie Balaram, who's from the RSA, senior researcher there. Mm-hmm. And you guys are doing some really interesting work on citizens juries and machine learning. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, so we're working with DeepMind as part of their wider Ethics and Society program. And what we're doing is we're bringing together 30 citizens for citizens juries that explore ethics and AI. And over the course of 3 days, these citizens are going to engage with the question of under what circumstances is it okay to use AI to make a decision? Okay. And I think this is going to lead to a really great discussion and an informed discussion, because that's the process. It's a deliberative process about some of these issues that are arising around bias and privacy and data ethics, but then also questions around, what is a decision? What's actually happening here? Does it need to be explainable? Mm-hmm. And then, what sort of accountability mechanisms are there if the decision that's taken is wrong?
Yeah. So I think the main problem with machine learning and AI for most people is it's quite a scary concept, isn't it? You don't quite know what's going on in the background. So how important do you think transparency of decision making is in machine learning scenarios?
So I think this is a really interesting question and one that's being debated, because obviously I think some deep learning algorithms cannot be explained at the moment, whereas I guess there are other approaches that you can trace. And so is it a question of should we be trying to ban black box algorithms, for example, and trying to work with the people that can create algorithms that can be traced? But actually, when you start to ask citizens about what kind of explanation is needed, what will satisfy them, I think that there's some interesting questions there about whether or not they genuinely need an explanation in all cases, if they actually need a higher degree of transparency. So for example, when it comes to a decision in healthcare, sometimes you ask your doctor, why was I diagnosed in this way? And it's just because they've seen 100 other cases. And so that might just be the only explanation that's needed. So I think there's some questions there about what do we really need from an explanation.
Okay. And then just finally, from a business perspective, so we talked to a lot of organizations that might be looking to implement or integrate AI into their business or organizations. So do you have any sort of practical advice for them when they're kind of scratching their head over that question?
So I think this question of accountability is going to be something that's increasingly important. So when we ask citizens about their trust in institutions and in companies, it seems to be like it's at an all-time low. And so I don't think that this question of accountability necessarily means that these decisions need to be transparent. It's more like, it's about auditing, it's about an appeals process, for example. So I think those are the sorts of things that companies need to think about when they're thinking about the governance of AI.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time. That's brilliant.
No problem. Thank you.